Hello, my sweet little Aries. Okay, my little soul warriors. All right. Today this is, who is this? Divine Animal Oracle. Uh, Everyday Witch Oracle. Wizard's Tarot. Star Dragon Oracle. And who is this? This is Witch's Garden. All right. So let's get it together here. Okay. Oops. Get this started. Ooh. Good. Okay. Okay. This is, let me get my glasses off here. And this is, I'm sorry, I have to turn the lights off here to keep from the glare on the cards. So y'all can see everything. I can't see it real well. Six of Swords. And now this is a beautiful card for you. You see, there's a man and a motorcycle, and they have a sidecar with a lady and a child in there. And they have broken through an invisible barrier, and they're getting away. The invisible barrier was keeping you in not a good place, put it that way, not a good situation. So it doesn't mean that someone else took you out of that situation, and it doesn't mean that you have a child or children, but for some of you, you do. What this stands for is basically the child is your own inner child, your spirit, okay? So the thing is, you have gotten away from this. This is really a beautiful card for anyone. If you're in a situation where it's not good, if I can get the glare off the cards, can you see it a little bit better? Beautiful card. Anyway, this is for anyone who is in a situation. And the thing is, it is an invisible barrier, because when we're stuck there, you know, there's always reasons that we stay in a situation that's not good, but it's, you know, things in our mind, and it can be some physical things, but it's an invisible barrier keeping us there. Okay. And this is Knight of Cups. This is a really good card for y'all, because this, and you see, a knight is on a horse, and the kings used to send them here and there. So they came and went pretty fast. But the thing is, you see this one, he's in, his horse is in water, and he's churning up the water. That's emotions. So, but he is a Knight of Cups. And that was, there's one of two things this could be. It could be someone that came and went, and you felt like it was love. They weren't always stable. Or, and that's for some of you, and then for the rest of you, it's a cup of love coming in. There is something. It's, there's, okay, let me explain. I'm hearing it's multiple things for this is a general reading for Aries, and so for some of you, it's learning to love yourself, and it came and went. You didn't know how to really love yourself, but for some of you, you're getting better. You're getting better at loving yourself after you got out of this situation. For others, many of you, this is what I'm hearing, many of you in the past situation, this person kind of came and went, or they weren't very stable in this romantic is not the right word, a loving situation, what you thought it was. Then still, even for those of you who had this in the past, there's new coming in. There's new loving, cup of love, nurturing, kindness coming in. For some of you, it's learning to love yourself, but also some of you, it's someone new coming in. So we'll define the reading a little bit more as we go along, but what I'm hearing is there's like 3 different areas for, it's like 3 different groups. So some of you, it is learning to love yourself, which that always is, but some of you, there's new love coming in. For some of you, that's what you had in the past. It came and went, okay? And what did I say, 3 situations? Okay, brains are fried here. Okay, not something you want to hear from a reader. And this one is the Hierophant. And I'll think about that in a minute because I just went blank. Okay, a Hierophant is someone who teaches. It's a way of teaching people. And you see these 2 young students are trying to learn. He's teaching them on the board. But you see what he's teaching them is sort of like a mathematical formula. So it's sort of, you have to do this and then you have to do that. It's stages, okay? And so a lot of people say it's a Hierophant means by the book, but it means stages. There's certain stages that you that he's trying to teach you. But here's the situation with you. You got out of this situation, and okay, you're learning to love yourself. I don't care what situation it was. You're learning to love yourself better. But for some of you, as I said, someone came and went. That's the 3rd one. I'm sorry, finally. Light bulb. And then for some of you, new love is coming in, a new kindness, and someone that's going to help you. This means that you've taken those stages. This was a learning situation for you, and now you're having to go stage by stage, everything you learned. Okay, so this was a great learning experience for you. None of us like these learning situations that really are tough. Nobody likes them. But the thing is, a lot of times we just need them. We're not, we can't become who we're meant to be unless we've learned. Because where we were before, we didn't have enough, what am I trying to say? We didn't really know who we were. We didn't have the power that we have now after we've gone through a situation. Okay? And this is justice. Now, justice is, it doesn't mean that the person that put you through a situation is going to be punished. That is not what it means. It means that you are now, after you got out of this situation, or now the universe is giving you balance, it's giving you something back, because the scales were off balance before. And it's always because of our mind that the scales are off balance, but also it has something to do with sometimes people treat other people badly. But there are people out there that just wouldn't take it, wouldn't put up with it. So there's a reason for us who put up with it for a while. There's always a reason. So we're unbalanced ourselves. But then now the universe is coming in and saying, okay, we've seen your pain. We don't want you to suffer anymore. We're going to balance this. And now the thing about justice, it always has a sword or more, depending on the cards. And so justice, what it does is it cuts the old away. Just, it's gone. Okay? So now the scales can be balanced. But you see, in this deck, the chair is empty. So whoever the situation that caused you a lot of pain, that person is gone. All right? But the universe is, there's no more that can come through the window here. There's no more. It's done. Okay? And that means you get out of a situation. And when I do your readings, I've been doing several, and the cards still come out the same. You know, it's something that you went through. And but the universe is helping you. They just saw enough of your pain, and you were at a stage where you were ready to, you just had to get out. Okay? And this is the Knight of Pentacles. And I have to say, I did a reading for you before, or was it a week or so ago or something, maybe 2 weeks ago, and some of these same cards came out, and I shuffle, and I use these decks sometimes on other readings, and I shuffle them. So when they come out the same, you know you can take it to the bank. The cards are trying to, and Spirit's trying to tell you something. They know what you've gone through. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. Now here's two different knights. You've got a Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, and that was coming in fast. He's coming in so fast, he just, churned up the water. But there was a lot of emotions in this situation. But a Knight of Pentacles, you see, he's just kind of almost standing still. And what that means is Pentacles are, yes, it's money, but it's also things you've learned. When a Knight comes in, it's like a message. Not a message. Well, it can be. But it's something that you are being given. Something in the earth. And sometimes it is messages. But this is some money that is coming in, but it's coming in very slowly. You see, the horse is not charging in. Okay? I know you got these same cards. I know you did, like a week or two ago. I know you did. I'm pretty sure. I did one of your readings, Aries, and I didn't publicize it. Okay. And it was just, we had an electrical outage. We had a lot of problems here where I am in Texas. And so, bad storms, trees were down. So I didn't get everyone's, I didn't publicize everyone's reading. Things happen. But these cards, and this is death. And death means the old is done, can't revive it. So we're going back to this again, where you got out of the situation, it's gone, you can't revive it, and the universe is giving you something more balanced now. They know what you've been through. They really, really do. I believe you're getting a little bit of money, but I also feel like you're getting some message or something in too. This also came out in the row where the lessons were learned. And you're still learning these lessons. This is beyond mind-blowing. I know these cards have come out for you before. And this is, who are they? Yeah, I already said divine animal or something like that. Yeah, divine animal. Okay, so here we are. This is Peacock. Now, let me explain a little bit. Every reader has a specific cards mean a certain thing to every reader, and not every reader sees them the same way. For me, a peacock is very showy. It's like, ooh, look at me, hey, come on, I'm trying to attract you. See my tail feathers? So for me, a peacock is someone that is has an ego, okay? But also, a peacock is very beautiful too. I mean, we have to admit that. Just absolutely stunning. So a lot of people say a peacock means abundance. So it can have twofold meanings for me. But I do believe there was someone that had some ego here, pretty big ego in this situation. But I also think that now a little bit of money is coming in, unless I see more. But here's the thing. This person is just wrapped up in those peacock feathers. To me, that signifies that's a huge ego. It's like, ooh, look at me, look at me. So, and this is the butterfly. And now this came out in this row, and you'll see this. And a butterfly always signifies change, a transition in a personality, a transition in a person. When a butterfly, a little caterpillar, goes in a cocoon, they have to secrete this. It's a substance. It's like an enzyme, I believe they call it. But anyway, it almost melts the whole creature. And that has to be so painful. I mean, nobody can ask a little butterfly, hey, was that really painful when you... But I'm thinking anything that melts a person or a body and then changes it completely, that has to be pretty painful. But then the butterfly emerges, and it's a beautiful creature. It's not stuck crawling on the ground anymore. It can fly. It can go way up in the top of the trees. It has freedom. And so that's what I think this situation brought you, such a great change. You are transforming yourself, and people, we like to transform ourselves, but we don't like to go through the pain of all the stuff to make us transform. But that's what you're doing. Very, very, this is amazing for you, because it was very difficult for you. And this is red-crowned crane. Now, let me explain about a crane, if I can get the glow off the cards. You see the crane here? Okay. And it looks like there's a little flower girl. Can you see this? It's a lady with a big dress that sort of looks like a flower. And they're flying over all the mountains. It's brought you over the mountains instead of having to climb them so hard. So in a difficult ordeal. And now you see the moon. And these cards don't always have the moon in there. But a moon always means mysteries or things we don't know. We can't see the backside of the moon. However, when the moon is glowing, that means you can see some of the light is shining its light, so you know, sort of, you can still see how to go. So the thing is, the crane always stands for, in my opinion, and I will tell you, if you see any kind of crane or flamingo or any bird of that species, they will stand on one leg and just wait. They're very patient until the fish comes to them. Now a crane's a little bit different but hence, they were always supposed to bring a new baby in. So the crane is bringing you. It's like you're going. Something is helping you to go. And that's the universe, the spirit, is helping you over these mountains. But, you had to wait a little bit. You had to go through this to transform. Okay? Let me see. Who's got it? Okay, and this is the Witch's Everyday Oracle. And this is meditation for peace and serenity. Now, let me take a good look at this card. Okay, they are submersed or submerged in water, meditating. Now, water stands for love, kindness, nurturing emotions. So your emotions are getting a little bit more peaceful. You see the water's kind of calm down here, and up here, of course, above, it's still rippling. But and then there's a little dog in your little buddy up here in a little inner tube. So the thing is, when you see a dog, it's always loyalty, spirit with you. But you may have a friend or someone that's there with you, family members, children, family members, let me just put it that way. But you're still, they can't be exactly with you in your meditation. Can you see it? The glow is so bad. I'm so sorry. But, and you see all the fish around here, and then there's a little turtle. Now, the fish swim in the emotions, and they're at home in the emotions. They're not fighting the tides. And a turtle is very slow moving. So they swim in the water, but they're very slow moving. They're very powerful, but they're slow moving. So since you've come out of this situation, and now sometimes, and I will tell you, anytime someone else had some bit of, maybe the person that you were with in this situation was very egotistical, but I think you may have thought that you had some ego also. You thought, well, I shouldn't have been like this, or I shouldn't, whatever. Or you may have said, well, they should have treated me better, and they should have, there's no doubt. But there's nothing wrong with a bit of ego, as long as it's not overdone. And I think someone in this situation was very egotistical. So, but the thing is, maybe you need a little ego. You need to feel, if we have children, we want them to, let's say a child wants to learn to swim. They want to be a really good swimmer. You have to have the ego to say, I can be the best swimmer around. I can do the best, I can be in the Olympics. I'm that good. So you have to have some ego. Everyone needs some, if you call it pride or you call it ego, you can call it pride, but everyone needs some. And we always teach our children to be that way. We want our children to be that way. Sure, you can do it. You can do it. You have to say, yeah, I can do it. I'm good at this. If they want to be a musician, you tell them, you can be the best, just keep at it. So sometimes we need a little bit of ego, but sometimes people turn around and feel a little guilty over it. And this has gotten way out of hand here. I've gotten a little long, but okay. So this is, they also just want you to quiet and meditate a little bit, okay? And this is meditation for clarity. Well, that's 2 cards with meditation. So, but in this one, you see, she's looking at her own reflection. Now, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. The cards just read energy. They don't read gender. So, you are really looking at yourself. That's what this is all about after you get out of this situation. And even her familiar, which means a familiar is some animal or something that always helps you through things, helps you do things. So it's basically spirit. So they're wanting you to meditate, possibly look at yourself a little bit more, and you may be looking at yourself because you are transforming. Wow. This is really good for you, Aries. It really is good for you. I know that sometimes, and I will say this, sometimes you get drawn into other people's drama. Don't do it. That's what I'm hearing. Just you know, if it doesn't help you, leave it alone. Okay, and this is affirmation for acceptance. And you see, she's riding on her broom. She's just going along in her life, and she's reading everything. And here's her dice. It's like, well, you know, let's roll the dice and see what happens, or whatever happened. And now you see all the crows. Crows are always messengers, all right? And you know, birds always bring, like they used to do pigeons for messages and stuff, but crows always bring messages. So you're just going along in your life, but you're trying to learn, you're trying to read. So whatever comes up, that's kind of like what you're let's roll the dice here. But you are changing. This is so beautiful for you. Okay, what did oh, okay, this. Because prior to this, they tell me which decks they want me to use. So I try to use all those decks that they suggest. And they're already pre-shuffled. And this is time. And what this is it's kind of muted, you see? And the person's sitting here on top of the dragon, and they're just kind of going along. And now you see these, the water is churned. That's emotions, okay? So your emotions need time to heal. Again, here we are. Just kind of, you know, calm it down. Let's do this again. Here we are. Emotions have been churned. Okay. So just, and the meditation on this one also. So just kind of calm it down. Think about who you are and the wonderful person you really are. You really are a wonderful being. Okay? And now this one, there again. That is three different cards that are saying the same thing. This says miracle, making a difference. Now, I want you to look at this. There's just one little light down here. Can you see it? Little lantern. And this huge dragon is just focused on this one little light. That's uber focus. That's laser focus. And so that's what they're wanting you to do. That's where the miracle is. That's when you meditate. Now, I don't always think of meditation like a lot of the Eastern meditations, you know. No, I think you focus on what you want. To me, that's true meditation, just focusing on what you want. And then if you want to get rid of some old past thinking, focus on how can I get rid of that. That's true meditation. Okay, and this is protection, finding what's important. This is beautiful. You see that she's sitting in fire, okay, and she's got her dragon. Now, a dragon is always a fiery spirit inside you, your spirit, the spark of life, okay? But it is your soul, and it's also help from the universe. So a dragon, I just love dragons because that's what they equate to me. Okay, so this means you're finding what's important, and there again, you know, you're focusing. Okay, one more. Let's see, we have, there's 4, and they told me to do 5 decks. So what am I missing here? Did I get all 5? Okay. Sorry. Okay, we'll turn them all over. Got my deck upside down. And this is a Knight of Pentacles. You have 2 Knights of Pentacles. All right, here we are. These are 2 different decks, obviously. So you have some money coming in. I believe you do have some money. I don't think you're total, maybe huge abundance, but I think you have some money. And there's also some money coming in. I don't think you're like destitute, okay? But I do think it's in this deck, it's you see the abundance, the horn of plenty and everything. So you do have some coming in. It's coming in just a little slowly, and you may have some coming in from time to time, just a little slowly. But this is a good card for you because when you get two of them, you can take it to the bank. Or when one deck of cards just clarifies the other deck. So it's beautiful. Here we go again. And this is the Ten of Swords. And now, here's the thing about a Ten of Swords. In the Rider-Waite, usually they're stabbed in the back. Okay? In this one, she was stabbed in the front. I believe you saw what was coming. You just didn't want to accept it. I think at times you did, but whatever it was, it didn't obviously kill you, but it was like that. It felt horrible for you, but you saw it coming. But here it is. You are transforming. I think the problem with you now is sometimes you still feel dead, or you still feel, the pain. Let me put it that way. You still feel the pain because this came out on top instead of in the past. So this is what happened to you in the past, but you still are having trouble getting over the pain. And that's why they want you to meditate and see who you are and change to this wonderful person. And this is the moon. And this, in the original moon, there was like a tame dog and then a wild wolf or a wild coyote or something, a wild dog on the other side. So it meant balance. You've got to walk that balance. You can't stay in one side or the other. It will take you down. And so the moon is always things you did not know, and you still don't know. This came out in this row right here. So there's still so many things that you don't know, and you are trying to balance. And you see her, she's got hands up on both sides. So, it's like solid this hand and solid this hand. So you're still trying to balance. And you see the little crayfish down here? And what that is, it's like there's an outer shell, okay? The outer shell of feelings and emotions and everything. And you have to walk that straight and narrow path. Get through all of this. That's what it's trying to tell you. You get through. Oh my goodness, I'm on 33 minutes here. I'm so sorry. But you can do this. You can do this. I want you to see this. You're changing. Isn't that fabulous? I know, it wasn't happy. It wasn't like, it wasn't like you chose to go through it, but you're doing so much better. I know there are days you don't feel like it, and I know the days you still feel the pain, but trust me, you are getting better. I'm really, really proud of you. If this